What's up everybody, welcome back to this commentary playthrough of Shadow of the Colossus. We have defeated 11 Colossi, and number 12 is said to be near the lake. So we're going to have a look at that and see how we go. I've been having a blast so far. It's just been a breath of fresh air. I think I said something quite similar of The Last Guardian when I played it, because before playing The Last Guardian I was playing some very kind of different games, and I saw The Last Guardian, and after playing Last Guardian I was just like, this is just something so fresh. And I think I mentioned at the end of the last session that this game, I feel like it was ahead of its time and it stood the test of time really well. So I've been having a really good time. I mean, figuring out each of the Colossi's weaknesses has been really fun to do. I mean, of course it can get frustrating at times, but in general I've had a really good time with it, except for the one that I needed to get it to stand on top of the geysers. Aside from that, it's been pretty good. I mean, I've definitely enjoyed myself with those. But I guess we're slowly heading towards the back straight of this game. We're nearing the end now. So, story-wise, we haven't been given anything. So I did mention at the start that from what I know, it's very, very minimalist. And The Last Guardian, compared to this one, has a lot more dialogue and a lot more story. At least with that one, there was the whole narration that was going on through the game. This one, there's nothing. I mean, it's been 12 Colossi, and it's still very much the same thing. The only thing we had was after the 8th Colossus, we had like a little vision where like the girl came back to life. So aside from that, it has pretty much been just go and slay the Colossi. Don't ask questions. I mean, even in that sense, it's been quite refreshing. But I'm very much looking forward to these final few Colossi, because they've each been they've been fairly unique. I mean, early on, I think I'm trying to think like each one what was like the trick needed to defeat them, and more often than not they've all been pretty original. I mean, it hasn't been the same thing. The only thing I would say I wish was more of a thing was their weak points. Maybe like have more weak points, maybe put them in slightly more interesting places. That's the only thing that's been a little bit kind of similar among all of the Colossi. So maybe as we get near the end, that's something we're going to start to see. Now, something tells me it's showing me here, but to get there I probably have to go through this bit. So let's go over that really cool looking bridge over there. One thing I did read in between the last session, because I'm kind of periodically checking up on comments and just reading more about the game as I go along. This giant bridge here, there is apparently a way to climb it, but it requires you to have maximum strength. So it's just like, oh man, I have to visit every single shrine. But then again, it is a giant, incredible looking bridge slash structure. So I feel like I've got to check it out. So I think we'll see. My inner child just makes me want to climb that shit. Okay. Speaking of climbing, we'll probably have to... I think it might be worth climbing to the top of this one. It might look pretty nice. Before we go in and fight the big bad Colossus, it's nice to just get ourselves reacquainted with the world through a shrine. Get some target practice in. Damn it. Unless that's its tail. You know what? I think I might have got it. I was expecting it to move, but I think it stayed stationary. Let's check. Yeah, I got it. Wow. Nice. I want to check out these trees as well. I don't think they're fruit trees, but is worth a look. I think that's at least 10 lizard tails I've got at this point. Great. When you have R2 pressed down, because you're crouching first, sometimes it's... he doesn't get like a full height jump. So for once, I think the background looks a bit cooler than the foreground. I love the implementation of waterfalls in this game. The waterfalls just look so serene in this environment. I mean, it's like every quadrant you look, it's a whole different terrain. So you've got this part here, and then you've got this bit here with the waterfall. Then you've got the sand over there, the desert, and now you've got like more just dry grassland here. So it's pretty crazy, man. Agro, let's do it. Yeah. Actually, whoa, before we do it. Whoa. I do kind of want to go to the edge of this bit. Now that I've seen this drop, it looks really cool. See, I mean, look at that down there. Just looks so... Honestly, like playing this game, I feel like I've gone on like a touristic journey to some place that has some natural wonders of the world or something. I don't think I've felt like this about a game before. I mean, I've played a lot of aesthetically pleasing games, and obviously you guys know that I enjoy aesthetically pleasing games, but this game has just had that something extra, something that I've not really ever encountered in my playthroughs before. I mean, I've been thinking recently about like the whole... A lot of people consider this game like a work of art, and I'm trying to think like, what does that mean? Like, what does it mean for something to be a work of art? And I think like, for me, art is something like when you totally immerse yourself in something, you block out everything else, and you just become almost like at one with whatever it is that art form is. So in the context of, let's say, a song that's a work of art, you'll just like close your eyes, you'll block out all the outside noises, all the outside chatter, everything, and you'll just sit and you'll just enjoy that piece of music. It's just you and that music and nothing else. That for me is like, you know, an artful piece of music. And then I think maybe the same thing goes for like when it's a movie or a painting, like you just become completely zoned in on that thing and you just forget about everything else. And I think if something's able to fully capture your senses and your imagination in that sense, then I think that's an art, you know? So when I think about this game, the amount of times where I've wanted to just stop and look, you know, just stop and take it in, and just stop and just not even play, just watch and just feel and be immersed by it. I feel like that's, for me, that is art. And if that happens to me when I listen to a particularly incredible song, or when I watch an amazing film, then why not when I play a video game, right? So yeah, I've been thinking about why can video games be considered art? And at this stage, surely, I think in this day and age, there's no debate that video games can be art. And anyone I think who disagrees needs to put forward a very strong case for me to consider it, because I can't imagine anyone who plays a game like this not consider it artful, you know? And even works of art are, of course, relative. I mean, I'm not saying it's like the greatest thing ever made or anything, but there is definitely artistry in this game. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. I talk about like art and that kind of shit, and then I forget to change my sword again, like I mentioned at length in the last session. Forgot the button. There you go. Okay, very revelatory. So I was talking about paradise, and this looks pretty nice to me. I want to be on foot here. Can I step in here? I can. Nice. I don't think the current's going to carry me over. Whew. So yeah, some more nice photo opportunities in this place, for sure. I think I like the radiant filter the best. I turn it down a little bit and then I up the red balance, and it gives it a bit more of a warm kind of sunset tone, which I think always works well in like forested areas and when you can see beams of light and that kind of thing. Look at this. As I say, there's been very few games where I've been so tempted to just forget about what my quest is and just wander around and just immerse myself in it. It really is so special in that sense. Really bloody nice. If anything, you know what this game needs? This game needed a little bit more of a survival element, because there's a lot of eye candy here, but I don't think we can play with enough of it. So again, mine goes to MGS3 because that's the game I've personally played that has the most like jungle survival elements. I know there's a lot of other games that do, but that's the one I'm most familiar with. So when I see like these like mushrooms here, I feel like we should be able to make use of them in some way. So we've got the whole lizard business going on, which is nice, but I wish there was a little bit more. That's why I'm saying like they should just sell this entire world as like just assets, and other people can build games that take place inside this world. I would not mind that at all. Okay, I think... I think my journeying and admiration for this section has come to an end. I want to see if this is going to curve round to the left, because that's where I need to go. Okay, now that we're out the woods, I think we can get back on board. Let's go. If anything, one thing I want to check is you can play with a filter, right? So if I was to play the game with my favorite filter, how would it look? Ah, but I can't adjust the balance. Fine. Wait, no. I thought when I pressed back it wasn't going to save it. I can't change the red balance. Okay. Now watch me. There you go. You see I changed back to my sword. One of the best ways to try to break habits is to kind of expose it. One of the best things about YouTube is that if you put pressure on yourself to stop doing it, sometimes that can have a positive effect. So now, because I've made everyone else aware of this annoying habit, I'm much more likely to try and not do it, so I don't piss people off, including myself. Don't worry, I'll forget in a minute though. On the right track. So I think the whole yellow thing it's when you're on the right track, yes, but oh, there's a whitetail one. It's a shrine as well. I was just about to say, wait, you can get whitetail ones that aren't in shrines, and then Got it. Now, I think if there was ever a shrine that needed climbing, it's probably this one. But it's kind of blocked off. Wait a minute. Can we not climb this? I'd be a bit disappointed if we couldn't. We actually can't climb it. That's a real shame, man. Come on. Sorry, Agro. Yeah, okay. We're going to have to part ways with Agro here. Sorry, girl. Got business to do. Okay. Yeah, so these definitely look like rapids are going to take me to my death, so I've got to watch out but not fall in the water. With that being said, I'm probably going to have to jump into the water. Or jump onto these bits and avoid the water. I'm not really sure how that helps, to be honest. I reckon this is probably just a way for me to come back. If I get swept up further down this path, it's probably a way to make a comeback. Now, the only thing is, unless I go around here as well, I'm not seeing what I do once I get across, if I do get across. I'd really rather not die here. My cat has decided to just come and sit straight on my lap on top of both of my arms, so maybe if you hear some light purring in the background, that's not me. You see, when I get a new release like this one, which I know is going to be visually something impressive, then I play it in my living room on my bigger screen. Why can't he make the grab? And obviously when I'm in the living room, then my cat has a great chance of disturbing me. If I die, I die. Just about. It was very close. Part of me really thinks this is not a good idea, but so very early on in the game I was asking what this whole jumping thing was for. Being able to jump out of the water seems a bit crazy, but I guess it helped here. Now this is probably a good photo op. There we go. See, with my filter already in place, I don't have to fiddle too much with it. I think that looks pretty nice. The opposite side don't look too bad either, but because it's a bit more closed off, if it was completely open, it might look a little nicer. But I mean, whichever angle you spin it to, it just looks great regardless. So again, this is just a testament to how well made it all is, because every angle just looks nice. Right then. Wait, what? I think I glitched. Yeah, this is a glitch. Unless... yeah, this is a glitch because I'm constantly falling. So the fact that I died after something like that is a little bit stupid, but there's not much I can do. Yeah, definitely need to be able to come over to this side, because they've even got like the vines or the wallflowers or whatever the hell they are to help you climb up. Wait, what? I don't know what you would do if you were stuck somewhere like this where there's absolutely no chance of you climbing up. You just have to die here. So while this view would be mesmerizing for like the first 10 minutes, then you'd be like, fuck, I'm gonna die. Yeah, okay, I've tried. I'm gonna have to let myself die again here. Okay, so having died twice already, I'm gonna take another look at this old place and see if... I mean, I wonder if the current seems equally strong everywhere, so I'm not sure if it's gonna make much difference, but let me just jump in the water. At least I could try and grab onto the vines on the other side. Okay, I can swim against the current. That's interesting. So that whole thing was for nothing. Alright, thank God I tried this before having about 12 attempts on the other side. But I'm pretty sure that's also a thing, to be able to go over there. Because of the flowery bit at the end. Okay, another water-based battle. These are quite difficult usually. I'd like to take on another flyer as well though. The flying ones are really fun. Well, one so far. Okay, so... oh. Whoa. Looks like it's got Zeus's teeth on its head. So these are my least favoured kind of colossi, the ones that fire something at you. They're not easy. Yeah, that was just a test to see how much damage I take. Aha, here we go. Yeah, this is all well and good, but... yeah, you don't get a lot of time. And the longer I stay in the water, the more risk there is of death. Yeah, the beams are very accurate in this game, so any enemy that fires beams at you, even when you're on the run, you can't avoid it. And you have to be crouched. Okay, well that's not showing me much. Unless... you gotta do something other than that beam attack, bro. So that I can do something other than hide. I might try and get over to this next bit over there. I don't know how much it'll help, but... we've got to do something. Yep. I'm going to get hit at least once while I'm in the water here, but... I should hopefully have enough life for it to not be an issue. Okay, so once I go below the surface I can avoid it. That's interesting. I don't really know what I did in order to make him come up to the place where I'm standing. Here we go. I don't think I can make that jump and get to it. Maybe I can jump on its face. Okay. That was a brave move. Okay. That one tooth that's missing. Whoa. Okay, show me some vitals, man. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have any vitals up here. So it's not going to be that easy. This is like phase 1, but there's a lot of work to do. Use it to cross to higher ground. Okay. That's something I can definitely do, but... Can I even do damage here? No. One thing I want to see is can I damage these... the giant teeth looking things on its head. Probably not, but... Oh. I think I've generated some kind of effect there. Hang on. I mean, it's wobbling. I don't know if that means it can fall. I've got to wait for a chance first. He's really far away from all the other platforms. So I guess I can kind of direct him by smacking these, maybe. Yeah, it seems to be working. What's going on? Okay, finally got left in the water. So any battle in which you kind of have to move the Colossus to where you want them to go, that battle becomes more difficult because it's very hard to influence the Colossus's movement. So yeah, still going to get into higher ground, but... That was why the geyser one took so long, just because I couldn't find a way to get it to where I needed it to come. And it seems like the pattern is ones that have long range attacks don't really have any incentive to come towards you, so they're harder to bait. So this one doesn't... I can't see this one's eyes. I think it might be why it uses those things on its head to navigate. See, again, he's turned away. This is why it's hard to get to the higher ground, because I'm pretty sure I'm doing something right by smacking these teeth. It is definitely influencing where it's going, but alright, let me off. Oh, no, not like that. I didn't want to fall off, I wanted to jump off. Okay, let's try this one more time. Finally. Okay. This way. Well, come on then. This way, bruh. Okay, here we go. There it is. Alright, let's get onto that belly. Here we go. That's half of the HP gone. That's 3 hits. I can't hang on for any more. Ah. Okay, well I need to do this one more time. Unless I died underneath that. No, okay. Okay, next one. At least I've got the idea now. I was almost going to jump on its legs again, but then I saw the underbelly. It's like, yes. That is the way forward. I went into photo mode to get a thumbnail screenshot there. That's why I wasn't able to run away. Or swim away. Or dive away. So I think the one problem with this guy is that there's too many places to hide. Like with the other Colossus at the geyser, I couldn't do this. So that meant I had to physically try to dodge every single one, and I failed like 90% of the time. But with this one, because I can dodge most of them, unless I'm being really clumsy, that takes away his biggest weapon. And add to the fact that when it does hit me, I don't take a huge amount of damage. Then this one is suddenly not that formidable. Even though it looks really cool. I'm trying to get those teeth so it comes in this direction, but it knows I'm here, but it's just not coming closer for now. Another thing I would have liked, maybe it's something that I'm used to from just boss battles in general, is that when you have a boss that gets to low HP, it starts to bring out some new tricks. I think with these guys that's not the case. I can't remember a Colossus that's had a new move once it goes below half health or something like that, which is a bit of a shame. So it's not perfect by any means, but it's not a criticism of the game, it's just something that maybe would have made it a touch better. Because when you're trying to construct a game like this, I think probably the one of the main issues for the developers is just making sure that every battle is an experience in and of itself. And part of that is for each battle to be unique. Oh, it already knows. There I am trying to draw attention to myself. It's just so nice of him to just expose himself like this. And there we have it. It's a shame his swimming position doesn't look that cool, otherwise this might have made a nice screenshot, but he doesn't look that great. This is kind of interesting. If I can frame it a little better. Something like this. Kind of interesting, different. We actually got a cutscene. I could almost cry. You know, one thing I was thinking, we haven't really battled against any almost dragon type enemies. Like conventional dragon looking colossi, which I was kind of surprised by. So this might be something a little bit like that. But yeah, we've got a mini cutscene there. I mean, my first instinct was that that was from the past. And those guys on horseback, I know there wasn't 16 of them, but I feel like they might be the guys who would end up becoming these idols slash colossi or something like that. So yeah, this, I mean, again, it looks a bit snaky, but I think there's a chance it might be something a bit different. So we shall go check it out.